YouTube salute. Salute to everybody out there. This your boy Galaxy Productions Blue tapping back in with a new video. Now, it's been a while since I dropped a video because I got caught up with things outside of YouTube. Like life things, But we back though. We back in action with these videos. So I know y'all see the title of this video. And we gonna get into it. Now, you got your boy, Patrick Peterson, talking shit about Daniel Jones, the same player who cooked his ass in the playoffs. So before I give my take on it, we gonna read what he had to say about DJ before I give my take. So his quote was, "I had an opportunity to play against Daniel Jones a couple times. Ain't nothing impressive about him to a defense. He's big and strong, but he hasn't shown us arm talent, like crazy arm talent. He's shown an inability to read defenses quickly, to get the ball out quickly, and I just think he has a problem dissecting the 11 guys on defense," Peterson said. Ah, boy. So we about to get into this, man, now. Patrick Peterson, shut the hell up, bruh. Please be quiet. Because you got something to say about Daniel Jones, the same player who cooked you in the playoffs 2 years ago. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go to Daniel Jones' stat in that playoff game. And remind you, Patrick Peterson, he plays cornerback. So he was getting torched by the same dude he got something to say about. Now, in that playoff game, Daniel Jones had 301 passing yards, 78 rushing yards, 4.6 rushing yards per average. My bad. He had 4 passing touchdowns. Now, I can see if, Patrick Peterson, every time he played against Daniel Jones, he picked them off, or he constantly picked them off, or he was getting pass breakups, and he was just locking Daniel Jones down as a cornerback. But that's not the case. So he's being a hypocrite. You can't get cooked by a player and then come criticize them 2 years later. Like, it's sad how Daniel Jones doesn't say a word, doesn't talk shit about no other player, but yet they on his dick. You heard? They on his dick. That shit's sad. Like Patrick Peterson, you washed up. You're a free agent for a reason. Nobody wants you on their team because you get cooked. Now, was he always this bad? No, he was a good cornerback. Back in the day, like, he was good at the time, but now he gets cooked. He constantly gets cooked by wide receivers. And for him to have the audacity to just randomly come out and talk shit about Daniel Jones is sad, because you're being a hypocrite, bro. Because he cooked you in an important playoff game. That same Vikings team, they went 12-5 in 2022? Because people criticize their defense, saying, "Oh, Daniel Jones only did that because they have a bad defense." Okay, y'all can make the case that they have a bad defense. I'm not arguing that. But that same Vikings team won their division in 2022, and they went 12-5, and they played some good teams that year. And we were supposed to beat them that same season. In that first regular season game we met up with them, we were supposed to win that regular season matchup. But their kicker, he hit like a 60-yard field goal, and they won the game. And Daniel Jones played good in that regular season game against them too. So for Patrick Peterson, who's not even on a team right now because he gets cooked so much, for him to come out and say all these things about Daniel Jones just goes to show that Daniel Jones living in his head rent-free. Daniel Jones stiff-armed the shit out of you in the playoff game. He stiff-armed the shit out of you like you a little boy in that playoff game, Patrick Peterson. Treated you like a baby. Stiff-armed the shit out you. Yet you got all these bad things to say about DJ. Man, get the hell on out of here, Patrick Peterson. Worry about if a team gonna sign you. Worry about that, because you're still a free agent. Now, am I saying he gonna remain a free agent? No, a team might pick him up. Got 32 teams in the league. That don't mean he's gonna be a starter. But you know what I do hope? I hope that if he does get picked up by a team, I hope it's a team that's on a schedule that we play this year. So DJ could go against him again and cook him again. Because DJ living rent-free in his head. And it's sad how all these people, they come out of nowhere, randomly come out of the blue, talking shit about DJ when he just mind his business. He don't talk shit to about nobody. He doesn't give his opinions on other teams or players. He just worried about himself. He works hard, and he's constantly trying to get better. He's a hard-working quarterback. You got to give him that. He's a hard-working quarterback. And if he could play like he did in that playoff game in 2022, now I'm not saying every game, throw 300 yards, run for, I forgot how many, 70-plus rushing yards. I'm not saying do that every game. But I'm saying if he plays like that version of himself, like he did throughout that whole 2022 season, we're making the playoffs. No doubt about it. We're making the playoffs. So I'm not even worried about it because, 2 years ago we had a chip on his shoulder when his back was against the wall 2 years ago when, Joe Shane declined his fifth-year option and he had to prove himself for that contract we gave him. He came out and played like a dog. He played like a dog all the way into the playoff game. He played like a dog. And if he could play like that this upcoming season, we're making the playoffs. Because if I remind you guys who are watching this video, in that 2022 playoff game, who was our best wide receiver in that game? You could say Darius Slayton was. You could make a case for Isaiah Hodgins. But the point is, those two guys, they're not number one option wide receivers. And he got it done with those type of wide receivers on the offense. Now that Minnesota defense, they had Patrick Peterson. They got guys with household names on their defense. But Daniel Jones torched them, cooked them, and went on about his business. He didn't brag about it. He was humble about it. He didn't go off saying, I threw 300 yards against that trash-ass defense. He didn't say that. He cooked y'all niggas in silence. It didn't say a word about it. He not even worried about you, Patrick Peterson. He cooked you and just forgot about you. Yet you sitting back, examining him, observing him, worrying about what Daniel Jones doing. He's not worried about you, Patrick Peterson. You're a free agent. He's a starting quarterback for the New York Giants. You're a free agent. Worry about what team you're going to play for next year. Because there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that he could have criticized and said similar things about. There's 32 teams in the league. Every quarterback in the league is not elite. Daniel Jones is better than a lot of starting quarterbacks in the league. But who did he choose to attack? Just randomly, out of the blue. Daniel Jones. Why did he do that? Because Daniel Jones cooked him so bad. He'd probably be having nightmares about that playoff game. Daniel Jones living rent-free in his head. He still think about that stiff arm DJ gave him 2 years ago. That shit, DJ stiff-armed his little ass. He tried to tackle DJ in the open field, and DJ said, "Get your little ass out of here. Hold this stiff arm, nigga." So, yeah, man. I just wanted to give my take on that because I'm sick of people talking shit about Daniel Jones when he just mind his business. Now the things Patrick Peterson said, was they true or not? Was there some truth in what he said? Yes, somewhat. But that's not the point. The point is he's being a hypocrite because you got cooked by the same quarterback that you're trying to trash and talk shit about. He cooked you in a playoff game. Patrick Peterson only had 5 tackles in that playoff game. He didn't have no impact, make no impact in that playoff game. He didn't pick DJ off. DJ didn't throw an interception in that playoff game. He didn't pick him off. He didn't sack him. He didn't get a forced fumble. He didn't get a pass breakup. He didn't do shit but get five regular ass tackles that he should get. Should have had more tackles than that. You playing cornerback. You have a lot of opportunities to get open field tackles. Yet he only had 5 tackles in an important playoff game, in a wild card game. He had 5 tackles. Going against a Giants offense that had Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, and who else played wide receiver in that game? I don't really remember, but I know for sure in that playoff game, all we had. Wait, I'm gonna go to the stats right now. I'm gonna check the stats. Let me check the stats real fast, real quick. Just give me a second. I'm just checking the stats. Go to the Giants. Okay, in that playoff game, the wide receivers we've had, we only had 2 wide receivers and Richie James. Richie James played good. But okay, Isaiah Hodgins was definitely our best player in that playoff game. He had 8 receptions for 105 yards. Darius Slayton, second best receiver in that game, 4 receptions, 88 yards. Oh, and I forgot to say Isaiah Hodgins had that 1 touchdown. Richie James, 4 receptions, 31 yards. Bellinger had a touchdown, 2 receptions, 17 yards. Lawrence Cager, 1 reception, 4 yards. Barkley, who's no longer on the team, had 5 receptions, 56 yards, 6 targets. So we cooked you with a practice squad player, Patrick Peterson, because I got to remember, in that 2022 season, I think like midway through the season, we signed Isaiah Hodgins off the Buffalo Bills practice squad. And he came in and made a quick impact on the team. Right away, he made a big impact and had a huge impact in that playoff game. Isaiah Hodgins cooked Patrick Peterson in that playoff game. He caught a ball on the sideline where he kept his feet in bounds. He was just getting cooked the whole playoff game. And we did that with Isaiah Hodgins, a practice squad player. We signed off Buffalo Bills. So he didn't have Malik Neighbors with that year when he cooked you. He didn't have, no superstar wide receiver when he cooked you. He had Isaiah Hodgins as his number 1 player target in that game. So, yeah, man, that's it. That's all I got to say about that. Like I said in my first video I did, Daniel Jones will bounce back this season. He will prove a lot of people wrong. Patrick Peterson, shut the hell up and worry about getting signed to a team because you're still a free agent. Nobody cares about your opinion. Shut the fuck up and worry about you and worry about if a team going to sign you, because we building something real. We cooking up something real nice over here in Big Blue. We cooking up something real nice. And y'all going to see the results. Because, and another thing I got to say, man, Daniel Jones, he just overdue to be successful. He puts in so much hard work, and he go against bad odds. Last year, bad situation with the O-line. He goes against so many bad odds. He goes through a lot of obstacles, man. And he's still here standing strong. No excuses made. He ready to put that work in. And Patrick Peterson, you're going to see how he cooked this season. You're going to be sitting back watching. Because that's if you get signed to a team. I don't even know if you're going to get picked up by a team. But either way, he's still going to be watching because he sees around the league. He knows what's going on. So, yeah, man, I rest my case on this, man. Like I said, Patrick Peterson, shut up. Get off Daniel Jones' nuts because he's not worried about you. The Giants not worried about you. And worry about what you got to do, my guy. Because DJ stiff-armed the shit out of you in that playoff game. And I know you still have nightmares about it, bruh. I know you do. So, yeah, man, that's it, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. This will be just a Giants content channel. I will mix it up, talking about other teams here and there, discussing players, news. I might dig into like NBA, different sports. But this channel will mainly be Giants content. And here and there, I'll sprinkle in some other stories like about other teams or other players around the league or, NBA news or, sports in general. So tune in, man. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.